Everybody, good
Hi guys.
morning. Christina here. Matthew there.
I'm Matthew.
We belong together.
Hello.
I am a nurse here to teach you how to pass nursing school, and he's here for comedic value.
Hi,
And
I'm the comedian.
all the things.
I guess I'm the comedian. I don't know. You guys tell me in the comments whether I am funny or not.
I think you're hilarious. I love it. I constantly just, man, our marriage is so fun. Marriage is the best. Good morning, everyone. Happy
Hump day.
Wednesday. It's Wednesday.
Is
I
that
was going
copyrighted?
to say Tuesday.
Maybe I'm not allowed to say that.
I don't know. That's actually a really good question. I'm not sure. Good morning, everyone. So we've got some really great questions from our members, which we actually
Oh,
pull
yes.
up somewhere.
Yes, you need that. All right.
Yay, yeah.
Let me do that.
People think you're funny
on
Instagram.
Good. Oh, good.
Good morning,
Just
Instagram.
on Instagram.
Just
Everywhere
on Instagram,
else, I am
not on
funny.
YouTube. Nobody thinks you're funny on YouTube,
Yep,
apparently.
That's all right.
Hi, good morning, Instagram. I see all of you there. Oh, I haven't waved at people. I'm gonna wave at some. I'm gonna wave at you guys.
And I'm gonna wave at YouTube. And since there's no wave button, I'll just go like this.
Good morning, Instagram. Good morning. All right. Hi, Diana. All right. So the first question from our Nursing SOS members that I'm going to go through, and then leave your questions in the comments, and we will get to those after we go through these few from our members. We, of course, want to prioritize our Nursing SOS members, so we give them the option to submit their questions ahead of time. And I'll go ahead and answer those.
All right. So hello, members. Thanks for joining, and thanks for filling out the questions. So we've set up a form. I think that's new for this time around. So we set up a little questionnaire form thing and sent it out, and apparently it worked. Because we got your questions.
Because we got your questions.
So Christina will go through those first. And then also we had someone ask a couple questions before we even went live at YouTube. So we'll answer those. And then be sure to write in the comments any more questions and we'll get to those too.
Boom.
All right.
Not only comedic value, but he keeps me on track. Perfect.
I try.
Good team.
All right.
It's kind of hard. Reel me in.
All right.
Come on, Christina. Happy Wednesday. All right. The first question we've got mental health. Okay, so this is actually not really a question. It's more of a list of topics. So let's go through them. Mental health, ICP, neuro disorders, seizures, assessment, patho, and study tips. So because you are a Nursing SOS member, I know you are a Nursing SOS member because you submitted it through the member-only form. So great news for you. If you are a Nursing SOS member, we have videos, a whole video series on seizures, whole video series on ICP. We have an entire neuro course inside of the Nursing SOS membership community for you. So when you log into your dashboard, scroll down. It's more at the bottom, I think, the neuro course. Click on, you'll just see it. It's like a little box that says neuro course. Click on the neuro course. Those are all in there for you. Now, my top tips for mental health. Mental health is so fun. I love mental health. I love psych nursing. I think it's just so fun. I went to psychology first. I was going to be a psychologist before I was going to be a nurse.
That's funny. I got my degree in psychology as well.
Yay!
Human resources, which I don't do.
Slightly different.
So, but yeah, still psychology. So,
yeah. I love psych. I love psych nursing. I love mental health. I think it's great. So my top tips for mental health. So the thing is with mental health, it's the disorders, the mental health conditions, however you want to call them, can be very, very similar to each other, but yet still have very significant differences, which is tough. Well, it's easy because a lot of them are very similar and you can just remember one thing, but then they're also tough because you have to be able to tell them apart, right? So what I did, I've got two ginormous whiteboards over there that I used in nursing school.
They're right there. Costco-sized whiteboards, two of them. And so I would, seriously, you guys, just use those whiteboards, do compare and contrast lists, compare, contrast charts on all the mental health disorders. Helped so much. So like, how is this related to this? What is the same? What is different? You can even, I've got a whole bag of whiteboard markers, different colors, really, really helpful to see, what is the same, what is different, do things that are similar in one color, things that are different in another color. It just helps so, so much. So that is my number one tip for mental health. It is still the same way that you can study as we recommend for med-surg. You can study the pathophysiology if we know what it is. For a lot of mental health things, we have an idea, a theory, but it's not a solid patho. But you can get, you can see what, how we think what is kind of going on. The signs and symptoms of that disorder, kind of like what we're talking about. Make sure that you're compare and contrast those signs and symptoms for each of these mental health disorders. And then nursing assessment. What are you going to assess for? Kind of similar to the signs and symptoms for mental health. So what are you going to assess for? What are you going to look for? How will a patient present? And then nursing interventions. What are you going to do about it? A lot of mental health is medications. Now, if you're a nursing SOS member, make sure that every single week you are logging into your dashboard, the nursing SOS membership community, because we are releasing medications after medications inside our new med database. So super fun if you're a nursing SOS member, which you are, because you asked this question via the member only form. Log in there every single week and check out the new meds that we have for you. We're rolling those out every single week. So excited for that. So mental health, a lot of the interventions are, we do, a lot of talk therapy, really, a lot of help in that way. But a lot of it is medications. Medications. So that's that. And then the last part of this question was study tips. But just study tips. So I might kind of leave it at that. Med-surg, if you're in med-surg, fundamentals, if you guys have been around for a while, you know that we always teach that you have to focus on those four main categories: pathophysiology or physiology, signs and symptoms, nursing assessment, and then the nursing interventions. So those are the four key areas that you've got to study for your nursing school exams. Because if you look back and if you think back at your nursing school exams, guarantee you, of course, there will be some differences, but for the most part, the vast majority of your test questions on your exams are going to come from one of those four main things: pathophysiology, signs and symptoms, nursing assessment, and nursing interventions. Now, here's where some students get confused. For pathophysiology, you're hardly ever tested on, right? Like, never in nursing school. In anatomy and physiology, when you take A&P, microbiology, like you'll be tested on pathophysiology, what's happening, those things. In nursing school, you're not really tested on that, but you have to understand it in order to know the other three: the signs and symptoms, the nursing assessment, and nursing interventions. You should not learn those other three things until you know the patho. The patho is so, so important. You have to know what's actually happening with that disorder first, and then we're going to try to fix it, right? Can't fix something or assess something that you don't know, like, what's actually going on. Like if it's in mud. Well, of course, like you can assess, right? We're trying to figure out what's going on. But like the nursing assessment and the nursing interventions and the signs and symptoms will stem from that underlying patho. So once you know the patho, it makes it so much easier to then remember all of the other things from the other three categories.
Awesome.
Make sense?
Makes sense to me.
Good.
As much as nursing can make sense to me. So yes. I am not a nurse, nor have been or will be in nursing school.
Never a nurse in the future, huh?
Never nope. A nurse in the future.
Nope.
So yeah, it's really kind of funny too. I like the comment from Liz on YouTube.
Hi, Liz.
That she didn't know that she'd like psych, but ended up liking psych and mental health.
Love.
So that's just something to keep in mind while you're going through nursing school. Is just be open to learning. Just be open to learning the different types of nursing, because you never know, you might end up liking it more than you thought you would.
Absolutely.
And I don't know, maybe find a future in that specific part of nursing. So
yeah, like me, I really want to be a lactation nurse. Really. I want to help mommies feed their babies. I think that would be so fun. So that will happen eventually. I think it'd be so great. But you're totally right, Matthew. That was something we were told a lot in nursing school, especially with when you go on to do your precepting with preceptor, or whatever some people call it a capstone, or like your exit clinical, something like that. Like the last clinical that you have in nursing school is typically or you're kind of on your own and you have just a preceptor with you and you're doing a lot of it on your own. And usually it's something that schools try to pair you with what you want to do as a nurse when you graduate, right? That doesn't always happen that way, right? A lot of nurses want to be in the ER, the ICU. Those are really the two, I would say, the two most common. Med surge, obviously another one. So that is, that is probably what most nursing students want to go into. So there's not oftentimes enough space for that, right? So schools have to place you in other places. For me, I was in psych. Well, I wanted to do psych, so not psych. I did psych. I chose that. And I had a friend, though. She really wanted to do med surge, and she was placed in hospice. You guys, guess where she ended up? Hospice. You never know. You never know until you try something and try different things. You never know where you're going to fit.
Yeah.
Like you might think that you want to be in the ICU. I did an ICU rotation in nursing school, and what happened? Do you remember?
I
thought it would be so much fun and friends. I came home crying like all the time because I could not. I could not.
Yeah.
I cannot handle having to make the decision of. I don't think I've ever talked about this before. I don't know. And then I get emotional about it. I just can't. I cannot handle having to make the decision of life or death for a patient. That's not me. That's not my, I couldn't be a part of that. And it was very emotionally draining for me, and I will never do it again. So there you go.
So, I mean,
that's my thing about the ICU.
We talk about
great ICU nurses out there. Like props to you guys for being able to hack that. That is not me. I want to help moms feed their babies.
So like I said, we talk about this a lot on our channel or in the nursing community and everything.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it is about mindset. So be open about it.
Absolutely.
Try out
100%.
things. Just be willing to learn, and who knows what will happen once you go in there. So
absolutely, 100%. And I think hospice is a great example and long-term care, because nurses, when we go to nursing school, oftentimes we're like, oh, we don't want to end up in long-term care, don't want to end up in hospice. But I tell you what, I have seen so many nursing students flip from, oh, I don't want to work med surg anymore. I want to work in hospice or long-term care. You never know. DZNY love, hello. Lactation nurses often love their jobs. I agree. I agree, because I have met several of them and worked with several of them. Oh, you guys just think it would be the best. I just think it would be the best. That makes me so happy just thinking about it. I love it. Okay, I got some really good questions on Instagram. I'm sure you have some good ones on YouTube. Let me run through another one from our members. So,
all right.
This is another one that was pre-submitted from one of our Nursing SOS members. So if you're a Nursing SOS member, you can pre-submit your questions beforehand using the form that I will email you on Monday. All right. Or you can check your email from last Monday because it's there in your email.
Same link. All right.
Same link. I just bought the membership for Nursing SOS. Well, I don't start school for another month. What do you suggest I do first in the way of preparing over the material within the membership? I want to be ahead and prepared while I can, if that's even possible. Oh, love you, friend. That's great. So we have so many members inside our community who have not started nursing school yet, which is fantastic. Please, please do it that way if you have the option. Join before you start school, ideally. So there are really 4 key things, and I might add more, but no, I think it's 4. The first one, I want you to get comfortable within the membership community because you will be there for a while. I want to help you through your entire nursing school, right? So get comfortable with it. Get comfortable in the Facebook group. Meet some people. We're all fantastic. Seriously, I posted on my Instagram stories a couple of days ago. I don't know if you saw this, but one of our members inside the community posted about where she could find a workbook that we had, like a study guide that we had, and there were literally 52 comments to help her find this workbook. And I posted that on my stories, and I was thinking, what in the world? Like, if you are wondering how supportive this community is, like supportive enough for 52 comments to help you find something inside the community. That just blew my mind. So get comfortable with the community, the Facebook group, meet some people. Like I said,
They're all fantastic, super supportive, like the most supportive place you can ever be in nursing school, in my opinion. Get comfortable in the Facebook group and meet some people, and get comfortable with where things are at inside the community. It's really easy to navigate. But, you know, we want you to get comfortable with, you know, finding things and where things are at. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do, and this even goes not only for Nursing SOS members, but also for anyone before you start school, focus on learning how to study in nursing school. We have inside the community a full nursing study course, like how to study a nursing school course. It's called the Study Success Course. Go and watch all those videos. I walk you through step by step how to study in nursing school. If you're not a member, go to YouTube, Nursing SOS study tips or something. You know, Matthew will put a link. We actually have a whole playlist on how to study, which will help you out so much.
I found it.
Found it. It's right there. Yeah, there's a whole playlist on how to study, my best study tips for you. So if you are not a member, go to that on YouTube. It will help you so much. And then time management is another thing. Learn how to manage your time. So getting a planner, going to Target, getting a really pretty planner, I love. We do have a planner for you inside the Nursing SOS membership community. I don't have it over here to show you, but it's really great. You just print it off. It's downloadable. Just use it again and again and again. So nice. And then the last thing you're going to want to do is learn how to rock NCLEX style questions. NCLEX style questions, nursing school questions are worded slightly different. You really have to figure out some hacks on how to answer them correctly. So there are some really great hacks to help you with that. On YouTube, we do have some videos, Nursing SOS test taking strategies, or you can just search Nursing SOS test taking and you'll find them. Inside the membership community, if you click on bonuses, the bonus course, there's a whole video there for you of on test taking strategies. So you'll see that it's how to pass nursing exam questions. So that's my answer for that. So those are the 4 things. I think that was actually 4 things. Where's Jessica this morning when we need her?
Yeah, she helps keep track of how many things, how many points. But I think it is 4. So
I think that was 4. I did good. Look at me go this morning, you guys. Right on.
Awesome.
I love it. All right. Do you have any questions from YouTube for me?
Yeah, definitely. So someone actually added a question before, and you said Jonathan already answered, but we'll
I love it. Good morning,
we'll
Brittany
talk about
and
it
Jonathan.
anyway. But wondering if you would recommend taking microbiology while in nursing school or before starting nursing school.
I recommend taking as much as possible before you start nursing school. Like the more classes that you can take before you start, the better off you're going to be in nursing school. Like the lighter your load, like the lighter you can make your load in nursing school, the better. I would imagine if you agree with me, Instagram and YouTube, can you throw up some thumbs up or throw up some hearts if you totally agree with me on you should definitely not take a bunch of classes all at once when you're in nursing school and just focus on your core nursing school classes. Can I get an amen? Like the lighter you can make your load in nursing school, the better off you will be. Thank you for the hearts, Instagram. Love you guys. Okay.
All right. I actually have another one if you're
go for it.
I like this one, and I don't know the answer to it. I don't know a lot of these answers, by the way. But that's okay. That's why we have you. So,
there you go.
Let's see. Where is it? How can I study and understand nursing research?
How can I understand? I don't think I've ever gotten this question before. I think I might need some clarifying answers from you. How can I study and understand nursing research? So can you tell me in what context? Because are you trying to be a nurse researcher, which is a specialty in and of itself? Like, are you trying to actually do clinical trials and things like that? Or are you trying to find research for your research papers in school? I'm assuming that it's the latter. So that's what I'm going to go with, because that is primarily what I think that would be the most helpful for people.
I think that's what
So-
the conclusion I jumped to. But
Okay.
yeah, if you guys are, if you're still here and can add some clarifying points, then
Yeah, that
I'll
would be
sure to add
really
that.
helpful. I lost your name though, but it was about research and clarifying points. So, but with that, like, where do you find research articles, right? That's probably a big thing. Where do you find research articles? Now, where I would start is actually your school library. So I don't know if you did this when you were in college.
Go to the library.
You're like,
Did I go to the library? Actually,
He's laughing at me.
funny story.
I love this.
The library is a great place to sleep.
Because it's so quiet and
Yeah.
comfy.
Yeah, the chairs were pretty comfy. So yes, I'd go there for nap time. But
Oh man, I tell you what.
I didn't know they had books. What are these books you speak of?
So not necessarily books, but if you go to the library, you can talk to the librarian there, and they usually, at least all the schools that I've been to, have had like a database of research, like, you know, looking for if you want to get something from the National Institute of Health, NIH, if you want to, you know, get something from there's a gazillion journals out there, you know, research journals that you can access through your school. I don't know how many. I would literally say thousands. There's tons. So definitely check that out. That's the number one resource that you really should be using to find research for your papers and to write your papers more efficiently. Now, you guys know, I talked about it a couple weeks ago. When you sit down to write a paper or a care plan or whatever, make sure that you have everything set up before you sit down to do that. So definitely do your research beforehand. Make sure you have, well, as many articles as you can, journals, things like that, before you sit down to write your paper. That way you're all prepared and you're not like going back and forth. You know, we don't want to waste time writing a paper going back and forth between textbooks and things like that, trying to figure out where things are. No, you want to be prepared when you sit down and do it. Same thing with your care plans. If you're writing a care plan, you want to have all your patient data, everything from clinical and, you know, ready with you, and then you can sit down and write your care plan. It's just going to make it go a whole lot easier, whole lot simpler. You know what? Something I did not mention before when we were talking about how to study, I kind of digress a little bit. When we talk about how to study, make sure that you guys download our study checklist. We have a whole checklist on step-by-step, walks you through step-by-step how to study in nursing school. So Matthew will put that link on YouTube. If you're on Instagram, it's in my bio. So go to my bio and check that out. So helpful. That'll be so helpful for you. Literally walks you through step by step how to study. I just looked at it yesterday. Oh, it's so good. So good. It's like a gazillion pages and amazing. So you will love it. It's not a gazillion. I think it's like 4 pages or something, but it's like literally step by step how to study in nursing school. So helpful. Oh, I did forget when we did get a question on YouTube a couple days ago on the last live that I wanted to answer. Hi, can you please create a video about safe dose calculation for pediatrics? Yes, I can. That was going to be my answer. Yes, I can. We will have I added it to our list, safe, more dose calc questions and more dose calc videos for you guys. So if you want more dose calc videos, can you let me know in the chat? And if you have a topic for dose calc that you want help with, post it in the chat, and then I can, you know, we'll add it to the list and we do that in the fall or something. I think that would be super fun. Alrighty. Can I do one from Instagram?
Yeah, definitely.
Do radiology students learn the body systems too? I would imagine so, but I've never been in radiology. Best website to learn dosage calculations. Best website to learn dosage calculations.
I don't know.
Do you know
I don't think we've ever talked about that.
I don't think I've ever. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm wondering Khan Academy, maybe? Do you know if maybe?
I don't know.
I don't know. I really love Khan Academy for all things, you know, everything, really. No, I don't have a resource for you for dose calc. The one thing that I want you to be cautious of, though, is when you learn dose calc, make sure you're learning dimensional analysis and not the formula method. Two very different things. Make sure you learn dimensional analysis, or the railroad track method, it could also be called. That's the way we teach. If you do your dose calc problems and solve them via dimensional analysis, you will get it right every single time. Every single time. It is foolproof. As long as you set it up correctly, you will get the answer correct. With the formula method, it's very, very difficult to kind of figure out where things go, like what is happening, what formula to use for what question. There's none of that with dimensional analysis. Once you learn how dimensional analysis is set up and how to set up all the units and stuff, once you know that, you can solve any problem in the world. Beautiful.
It's
That's my
actually
recommendation.
it's actually really funny. I was thinking resources. So before we were doing YouTube videos, you did start out with blogs and actual written blogs. And I keep going back to one of the best ones that I've seen that we've actually done is dosage calculation and showing the dimensional analysis. And there's a lot of pictures and really step-by-step process on how to do that. So that's really a good one. I can try and find a link. If you go to nursingsos.com and then go to videos, it's way at the beginning.
Yeah, I would actually search on Google Nursing SOS Dose Calc. Search on Google Nursing SOS Dose Calc, and our YouTube might even pop up there too. You could do it on YouTube as well, Nursing SOS Dose Calc. I have several videos, and like Matthew said, blogs. Back in the day when I blogged. Back in the day when blogs were cool. I have several articles walking you through step by step how to do dimensional analysis. So there's that. Yeah, perfect. Do you want to do one from? Okay, so that was from Instagram, right? Do you want to do from YouTube?
Yes, sure.
Good morning, everybody. I see lots of hearts on Instagram. Thank you.
Is it easy to become a sane nurse?
Is it easy to become a sane nurse? My favorite question ever in the world. Is it easy? Yeah, go into a specialty that you love. I think, okay, so here is one of the biggest fallacies and possibly mistakes that nurses make. And I only say this because I know so many nurses, and just being in the world of nursing, I just see this all the time. When nursing students graduate, what are you told, right? You're told that you should start in med-surg, do med-surg for a year, maybe 2, and then go do what you want, because med-surg is going to give you all the experience that you need. I think that is the biggest load of... I'm not even going to say it. I just don't agree. I mean, go do what you want to do, man. Why would you spend a year or 2 in med-surg and be miserable if you hate it? This does not make logical sense to me. I don't know. Like, does this make sense to you? I don't know. It might make sense to you. It does not make sense to me. I don't want to be a miserable med-surg nurse or a miserable anything nurse. So go do what you want to do, man. Don't let the world tell you that you have to do whatever you have to do.
There you go.
It's just...
Don't let the world tell you.
Don't do it.
Don't be put into a box. Just do what you want.
Don't tell me what to do. Yeah. That's my opinion on that. I think if you want to be a sane nurse, go do what you love and do it well. You know, like me, I want to be a lactation nurse. Come on, nobody. I've very rarely met someone that says, yes, I want to be a lactation nurse, except me. Best way to study nursing textbooks. I feel like I'm reading but not retaining. So good. Don't. Just kidding. It's not a full stop don't. When you read your nursing school textbooks, we have some very, very specific advice for this. Focus on reading the sections of the book that your professors talk about in class. So you are not just reading your entire textbook, because you guys know the thing is like ginormous. You are not going to be able to read that, first off, all of it. In nursing school, there's just not enough time. You are not going to be able to retain it. So it doesn't surprise me at all that you're not retaining it, because I wouldn't either. Come on, the thing is massive. So focus on reading the sections of the book that your professors talk about in class. And then when you take notes in class, I'm going to do my thing again.
Okay.
Here's how I study. Here it is, friends. Here it is. If you're doing something else right now,
stop doing it for a second. I'm just going to walk through this process with you. So I hope this helps. When you are in school, when you are preparing for your lecture class, print off your PowerPoint slides if your professors give you slides ahead of time. Print them off 1, 2, 3 slides on one, note section on the other. I think this is called notes slides or something in PowerPoint, whatever. You can figure it out when you print. It's under printer settings. Make sure you change your settings to be 3 slides, 3 of your instructor's PowerPoint slides, and then notes on the side. So when I was in class, this is what I did. And then I would take notes in one color from class and write on the lines. And then when I got home, here's where the textbooks come in. When I got home, I focused on reading the sections of the book that related to what was on this page, what we talked about in class. If you read other things in the textbook, you're going to go down rabbit hole after rabbit hole after rabbit hole, and it's not what your professors identified as being important, and it's less likely to show up on your exams because it's not what they think is important, right? Focus on reading the sections of the book that are on your notes paper. Now, use one color of pen when you are in class, and I like just to write on the note section. Now, when I went home, I would take notes from the textbook in a different color and write along the edges and write on the back. So that is how I studied and took notes in school. Such an efficient system, kept everything all in one place. I was really, it is, we're going to go back to don't do what the world tells you to do. Don't do what the world tells you to do. Everyone is telling you to read every single thing in the book. You guys know that is impossible. That is not possible.
I saw the size of some of your books.
Man, I just got, there are a gazillion nursing books that you were going to have by the time you graduate nursing school. Are you really going to read all of them? No. So respect your instructors, nod, and be polite, but then don't take their advice. That's terrible.
As far
advice.
as reading the textbooks go.
As far as reading the textbooks
You
go.
do want to take their advice for something.
Yes. But not like read every, like if they tell you to read every single thing in the book, they are lying to you. It's just not, I'm exhausted just talking about it. Textbooks. So, just don't do it. Focus on reading the sections of the book that your professors talk about in class. That is the way to go. That is what we recommend. That's what we've always recommended. That's what's helped our nursing students that are in our program. That's what I did in nursing school. I got straight A's. That's what I got. Okay.
Awesome.
That's what I got for you, Instagram.
Jay, congratulations. Just
Congratulations,
sat through
Jay.
my last nursing exam lecture. I have my final on the 27th. Wish me luck. Thanks for all your information. You are welcome.
You are welcome. Thank you for being here, Jay. Congratulations. Don't go into med surg if you don't want to go into med surg. Go into med surg if you want to go into med surg. Don't let the world tell you what to do. So on Monday, our theme was don't be a quitter.
Yeah.
And today's theme, don't do what everyone else tells you to do. Do you, man. Is that still a phrase?
You do you. Yeah.
That's still a thing,
I think
right?
that's a thing.
Okay. It'll go away eventually. People will stop saying that eventually. What do we got, YouTube? What do we got?
Critical care nursing tips.
Okay.
That's about it.
It's the same thing. We have, if you're a nursing SOS member, you have access to a full critical care course that we have inside there for you. But it's the same thing. Focus on, our studies tips still stand. Pathophysiology. What is going on? Why is the patient on a chest tube? Why is the patient on a ventilator? Signs and symptoms. What led to that? Nursing assessment. How do you assess a patient on a ventilator? Got to know those things for critical care. Nursing interventions. What are you going to do about it, right? So the advice still stands whether you're in fundamentals and studying metabolic acidosis and fluid electrolytes, whether you're in med surg and studying a heart failure, or whether you're in critical care and studying, all the really deep, intense nursing interventions that you got to do in critical care. The advice still stands. 4 main things: patho, signs and symptoms, nursing assessment, nursing interventions. Boom.
Awesome.
Was that helpful?
Hopefully. Yusuf, go ahead and comment below if that was helpful.
If that was helpful. All right, Instagram. Amy saying hello, good morning. It's still morning, right? I don't know
somewhere.
what time it is.
In some other places, we got someone from, it's 10 o'clock at night where they're from.
Wow.
So thanks for joining us.
Thank you for being here. I'm drinking coffee. It is not.
You
10
may be
o'clock at
too.
night here.
Who knows? But
Yeah. I also saw someone was from Boston. I don't know if I saw that on Instagram or YouTube, but Boston. Hello. Hey, that's where you're from.
that's where I was born. And good afternoon to Boston and everyone else on the East Coast.
Yes. Good afternoon, East Coast. All right. Do you recommend studying with index cards? Okay. So I recommend studying with two things if you have to memorize. Index cards, like flashcards, index cards, flashcards, and whiteboards. So like we talked about a little bit earlier, I've got two like mega Costco whiteboards over there. Two of them. I didn't just do one. I went all in. Two. And that is what I use. So whiteboards and flashcards is what I use to memorize things. So in nursing school, there's kind of two parts that you have to do in nursing school. There are things that you will just have to memorize. And then there's things that that you have to actually critically think about. So for the first one, right? Former.
Mm-hmm. The first.
He's my Grammarly. He's my grammar check. Because I don't know English, apparently. When you're studying something that you just have to just rote memorize. Again, rote memorization. I don't know, whatever. If you just have to just remember it, you talk. I'm done. I'm out. I can't talk.
Okay, just for memory, if you're going to just dump it in your brain and you just have to memorize and not really critically think about it, just get in my brain kind of thing. That is really repetition. That is index cards, flashcards,
and
whiteboards.
Write things out again and again and again.
And I think I mentioned this last time. A lot of times, index cards, it's really just the process of writing. Yes, you can use them as flashcards and actually do it, but just the number of times that you're going to repeat writing it over and over and over again, it will eventually get in there. So it might take me a little longer than some of the other people, but just repeat if I ever did that, but I never did that. So don't do what I did.
You do you.
Write them out on index cards, whiteboards, and just repetition. And yes, so I'd say that you do recommend it to write in index cards, judging from how many index cards we had by the time you're done with nursing schools. I think we could probably... We killed a couple horses
with those index cards.
Sorry, world.
Yeah. Oh man. So index cards, flashcards, and whiteboards. Just write it out again and again and again. And what Matthew said is exactly right. You know, just the act of writing it out will help you commit it to memory. You don't necessarily. I very rarely actually went through my flashcards after I wrote them. Like I hardly ever did, because just the act of writing it out is what helped.
Which was really confusing to me, because now we ended up with all these index cards that you never looked at. So I was confused. But you know what? If it works, it works. So
it works.
Awesome.
Is that the USB? I don't know. I always think if it fits, it ships. That's my postal service call out today. We've got lots of hearts and smiley faces and hellos on Instagram. Guys. Good morning, Instagram. Love you guys. Seriously the best. Like our YouTube community, Instagram community, you guys are the best. What would I do without you? Okay. How can we study anatomy and physiology? Again, flashcards and whiteboards, my friend. Flashcards and whiteboards. Now, if you are in your core nursing school classes, I know we've talked a little bit about now A&P and microbiology. Some people had questions on. If you are taking your core nursing school classes, fundamentals, med surg, critical care, we talked about critical care a little earlier, things like that. If you're in your core nursing school classes, you have to download our study checklist. Nursing school study checklist. Matthew will put it in the chat on YouTube, Instagram, my friends over there. It's in my bio, so check it out. There's a link there. You can download it. You guys have to get this. Have to get it. So good. So study checklist. Do it. Download it. The link is down there for you. Yes, they do. Oh, I saw that on
Oh.
YouTube. Yes, they do wear flashcards and whiteboards. Selena, good morning, Selena.
Hello.
Or good afternoon, perhaps, where you are in the world.
Or yeah,
All right.
somewhere.
Let's do YouTube.
YouTube, you
Sane.
want it?
Hi, Barbara. Hi, Barbara. Love you, friend. You say sane nursing? Ha. That's funny. No, we can totally be sane. It just depends on, where you want to go into. Just don't let the world tell you what to do, guys. Seriously.
You do you within boundaries. So let's see here. This is interesting. How do you form a med table for clinical med table?
Oh yes, I love. Okay, I
med
was
tables?
literally
What are
just
med tables?
literally just thinking about this the other day. Okay,
And that comes from a bunch of
Okay.
numbers and swimmer. So bunch of numbers, swimmer. This one's for you.
so I have something coming. For what do I say? How can I have a surprise for if you are on our email list? I have a surprise coming for you over the next couple of weeks. I just finished it yesterday. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah. I just finished it
Maybe.
yesterday.
I might.
And
know
it
what
has
she's talking
something to do with pharmacology to really, 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 really help you with that. So if you're not on our email list, you've got to get on it. Click the link in our bio on Instagram for that checklist, or on YouTube, click that link. So for a creating a med table, I kind of talk about it in what I'm referring to, the surprise that you're gonna get if you're on your email list in a couple of weeks. Let me briefly dive into it now. When you are studying medications, here's what they mean. When you are studying medications in nursing school, I really, really recommend that. Let me pull out my paper again.
All right, paper.
That you create a medication table, medication database, something like that, where when you have a patient and have their whole list of meds, you're writing out what meds you're learning and studying, and then you keep it, right? So it's like you can either write it out physically. I recommend using an Excel spreadsheet. That way it's actually a table. So you'll have all your med names in one column, and then the generic name, trade name, the pharmacologic class, the therapeutic class, all the information that you need to know for your medications, all on one Excel spreadsheet. And then why this is so key and so important is because you're going to have patients all through nursing school and as your time as a nurse, they're all taking the same medications, right? So if you're on a med surg floor, you're going to see the same medications over and over and over again, critical care over and over and over again. So it doesn't make sense to reinvent the wheel every time, right? So when you get a new patient with their list of meds, it doesn't make sense to have to rewrite everything again and again and again, right? So just have one medication database, like what they said, it was a table, right?
Yes.
Table. A med table. Yep. And a med table to refer back to. So if you write it out, just write it out one time. Keep it with you. If it's an Excel spreadsheet, I really recommend Excel because, you've shown me all the Excel tricks and I don't know. It's amazing. I wish I had known that Excel could do those things 3 years ago. Use a spreadsheet, write, your couple of columns. What's the generic name of the medication? What's the trade name? Pharmacologic class, therapeutic class, the side effects, mechanism of action, indications, which is what it's used for, contraindications. I think I said side effects already. Nursing assessment, nursing considerations. Any antidotes for it? Did I miss something? If I missed something, let me know in the chat. But I think that's pretty much, so write out everything that you need to know for your medications on that table. And then when you get a new patient with a new list of meds, you can either add any medications to your table that are not on that table, or you can just refer back to it. You don't have to rewrite it again. Amazing. So I can't believe I've never talked about that before.
Yeah, so basically, med table of medications and all the associated things that you need to know about each medication, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. When I hear med table, I literally think about a table with a lot of medications on it. So I guess that's not it. So
yep.
All right. Okay, sounds good. So med table is really helpful for adding to it, and also almost like a reference sheet.
Exactly.
Right?
It's like a reference sheet. It really is.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. And then how about just pharmacology in general and just like learning your meds and
Learning your
memorizing
meds, learning the mechanism of action first. You've got to learn the mechanism of action first. Same thing with pathophysiology and med surg. If you learn the pathophysiology first, everything is so much easier. The signs and symptoms, assessment, and interventions. In the same way, learning the mechanism of action of your medication first. The mechanism of action is how does it act in the body? Once you know that, the side effects, so much easier to remember. The nursing assessment, so much easier to remember. My example the other day was beta blockers. Lasix, furosemide is another good example. It's a diuretic. It's going to kick out. So when you give a patient Lasix or furosemide, it kicks out water, electrolytes like nobody's business. So obviously, with that being the mechanism of action, that's what it does. It kicks out water, fluid, and electrolytes from the body. What do you think is going to happen? Dehydration, perhaps, which is a side effect of the medication. Low electrolyte levels. You've got hypokalemia, low potassium, hyponatremia, low sodium, all the low electrolytes. All these things follow from that mechanism of action. So it's very important that you learn that first because it's going to help you so, so much. Awesome. All right. Let's see. That was YouTube, right?
That was YouTube, yeah, definitely. So why don't you go ahead and do some from?
Okay, so we talked about dose. Yeah, I just wanted to say the dosage calculations helped me with my med math competency exam. I passed with an A. Woo! I'm so glad that our dose calc tips helped you, Wise Owl. I love that Instagram handle.
Wise Owl.
That's great. How did you study neuro? It's so hard. 4 main things: patho, signs and symptoms, nursing assessment, nursing interventions. That's how it is. If you're in our Nursing SOS membership community, I don't know if you are. I don't know if you are. If you are, we have a whole neuro course in there for you that you can check out so you don't have to learn it yourself. Let me teach it to you. Cool. Yep. Alrighty. Let's do some YouTubes.
All right, actually. Let me go ahead and go back through here. You
guys have a lot of questions this morning. I love it.
While I'm doing this, since you did mention about the membership, why don't you talk a little bit about the membership community, kind of what's in there a little bit. So my link.
Friends, I seriously, so 2 things. Please get on our email list because seriously, I totally forgot, and I was not actually planning on mentioning this today, but I wrote something amazing for you yesterday. And it's a surprise for all of the students on our email list. You're going to get access to it first, and it's totally free. So once I'm totally finalized with it, I will be sending that out to you over the next couple of weeks, I think. Maybe next week or the week after. I don't know, whenever it'll get done. But it is amazing. Totally free resource guide for you to have in nursing school. So make sure you get on our email list, download the med-surg study checklist or nursing school study checklist. The link Matthew has put several times in the YouTube chat, and then it's in my bio on Instagram. So definitely check that out. That will get you on our email list if you put in your email there. And then stay tuned over the next week or 2 because I have a free nursing school
thing
coming for you over the next couple weeks. So excited. So yeah, there's that. And then, the membership community for dose calc, we've gotten a lot of questions on dose calc this morning. Definitely go to YouTube, Nursing SOS, dose calc, type that into the search, and I walk you through literally step by step how to succeed in dose calc, how to pass your dose calc exam. Like I said before, dimensional analysis is your best friend. And if you are a Nursing SOS member, we have 2 workbooks inside the community for you. So go to your dashboard, click on bonuses. There's a bonus section there. And then in that bonus section is where you will find those workbooks if you're a Nursing SOS member for dose calc.
Awesome.
Good?
Any questions from good on YouTube? Any Instagram questions out there?
Any Instagram questions? Any feeling about being easier or harder to get hired post-corona as a new grad? You know what? It's so funny. I was just looking at this yesterday. I have a theory I don't know if it's true. But my theory is that you are very, very, very much needed more now than you were maybe even 5 months ago. So if you are getting hired as a nurse right now, like if you just graduated, there are some really, really, really good positive aspects of being in nursing school right now. A shorter NCLEX is one of them. So the NCLEX right now is shorter, or at least it was like a week ago when I checked. Hopefully it still is. But with everything going on in the world, like they don't want you sitting there for hours and hours and hours. So it is shorter. Amazing. So if you graduated, that. And then then if you are trying to get a job now through the summer, I was just looking the other day, yesterday actually, and there's just so many. I just think that now is a great time because you are so needed right now. So that is your answer to that. Oh, nice. Oh, Instagram, you guys are so nice. Everything that was assigned. Friend? Don't do it.
So
don't read everything.
You do you, just don't read the book.
You do you, but listen to us. No. You figure out what I'm just some girl on the internet. You don't even have to listen to me if you don't want to. But I do think it'll help if you do. So, focus on anatomy and physiology. Okay, we've got a lot of like anatomy and physiology. Oh, Jay says still a shorter test. Sorry. Oh, hi, Gabrielle from Chicago. Okay, so what time is it in Chicago? Is that like 2 hours ahead of us? We're Pacific Standard Time. We are on the West Coast.
The best coast.
I try to be
Some
cool.
people say. I don't know.
The best coast.
The West Coast is the best coast? Anyone else hear that? No? All right.
We're like Northwest Coast. We're in Washington, so we don't have the sunny beaches of the California. Please suggest how do I read nursing fundamentals is what I gathered from that comment. The same way we read everything else. Focus on what your professors talk about in class. Is Nursing SOS going to be taking members soon? No. I don't know.
So we do open just a few times a year, so that we can focus on our members while the membership is closed. So if you do want to get in, please join the wait list. I added a link not too long ago in YouTube. Join the wait list and you'll get updated as soon as it does open. We do open a couple times. We just opened a couple weeks ago, so it might be a little while, but still get on that wait list so that you will get notified once we do open it.
Yeah, so the thing is that we always want to make sure that our members are taken care of. We never, ever want our members to feel like when you join, you're alone. We really handhold you through nursing school as a Nursing SOS member, which is pretty great. We really like it. So we really take really good care of our members. And with that, we keep it closed for the vast majority of the year because it's so much back end work for us to open it up and constantly enroll people. I do not want to focus my time getting new students in constantly. Like that's not my main focus. My main focus is on our current members and keeping them, like helping them succeed in nursing school. So that's why we keep it closed for the majority of the year. It's so much easier for us to devote all of our attention to our members, which is what we do and how I think it should be anyway. So when you get in, you get so much of our time and so much of our energy, so that, we're really going to help you out as much as we can, which is pretty great. But with that, then we also have like a lot of projects and things. So enrollment has to kind of ebb and flow based on what we have going on and what we're releasing for our members. Because like I said, we're going to prioritize our members. So we've got, new courses and things coming. And then we just have to kind of keep that balance of enrollment and, because enrollment, man, it takes so much time to open it up. It's crazy.
It does. And by closing it, also we allow Christina the opportunity to do other things like the surprise that she has coming up for everyone. So join the checklist, join our mailing list, and then you'll be notified about that stuff too. So we limit the amount of time it opens so that we can provide you guys these lives and answer some questions and do other things too.
Yep.
So
absolutely. We like to take care of you. Do you have anything?
No, I think we're good, and we're actually coming up on the 1 hour
Oh!
mark. So
Let's see. Let's see. And you're like, oh no, so many hearts on Instagram, so many hearts on Instagram. I love you guys. Okay, so I did want to point out on YouTube, Jay, you said still a shorter test. However, get your paperwork. Oh, so we're talking about the NCLEX. So if you are taking the NCLEX right now, Jay says it's still a shorter test, which is great. However, get your paperwork in quickly. I guess the wait list on the East Coast can be up to months for your ATT. Now, the ATT is your authorization to test. ATT, authorization to test. So you have to like get approved in order to take the NCLEX. So yeah, get your paperwork in immediately. But you guys, also the thing, another thing of like what the world tells you to do. So there's like two camps: what the world tells you to do and what Christina tells you to do. They tend to be very different things. So the world tells you to take the NCLEX immediately and, you know, go work as a nurse immediately. I waited. I had a baby.
yeah, it was out of necessity more than anything that you waited. I mean, there was a baby coming, but
I feel like I would have waited anyway. I mean, it's you just got out of nursing school, friend. Like, take your time. Take your time. I'm getting a lot of hearts on Instagram for this. So apparently my opinion is people agree with it. So you know, just do you, you know, you don't have to take the NCLEX right away if you don't want to. Definitely get your paperwork in, because when you get your authorization to test, I think you have a certain time frame to test, if I remember right, or maybe you can just test anytime. But get your paperwork in early, and then you can choose, you know, when you want to go take your NCLEX. But you don't have to take it right away if you don't want to. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. If you don't want to read everything in the textbook, you don't have to read everything in the textbook. If you don't want to take the NCLEX right away, you don't have to take the NCLEX right away. If you don't want to go work in the ICU, you don't have to work in the ICU. You don't have to do it, friends. That's the theme of the day. Oh, Instagram, you are the best. YouTube, thank you so much, friends.
All right. Thank you
Love
guys.
you guys. Yeah, that was like, was that really an hour?
Yep.
That's
we're coming up on the end of it. And
so,
any last thing?
Checklist. Make sure that you download the study checklist that we have for you. Oh man, you guys, I can't even talk about it enough. Especially not only because the checklist is amazing, but then also on our email list. You have to get on our email list, because that's the only way you're going to get it, is only way you're going to get it first over the next couple weeks. I know, it's just so good. It's like, it's a secret resource I have coming for it. I don't even know how to say it. It's a secret resource coming for you.
Keep asking about it on these lives. Our next one is on Monday, and maybe just keep putting it in the comments and prodding, and maybe Christina will give it up what it is, but we'll see.
Yep.
Only if you guys keep asking about it. So.
Yep.
Yep. So Barbara, be sure to come back to more lives and say, hey, by the way, what were you going to be releasing? When is it coming? Just keep asking that.
Keep asking.
Maybe if you pester her enough, maybe she'll spill the beans.
Maybe I'll spill the beans. So I love how excited you are. I know Instagram, you guys really like my excitement. YouTube, do you guys like my excitement? We have a lot of people on YouTube that are like, Christina, whoa, settle down. But
the YouTube videos, all the arm waving.
People get so mad at my
a lot of
gestures,
like
my hands.
Apparently, but if you guys like it, you obviously like it, so you're here. So thank you for joining. Our next live is on Monday.
And so we're going to try to do this Monday and Wednesday every single week at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. How fun is that? Like, seriously, how fun. So, if you want to submit a question, here's what I want to try. I hope this works, because people, before the YouTube lives and before not Instagram, this does not go for Instagram, but before the YouTube lives, you can, we're going to schedule it on YouTube so you can see it on our channel. You can see the next live that's upcoming. So for the next time, if you have a question you want me to answer, make sure that you put it in the chat even before we go live, because it'll be there. It's totally fine. So definitely, do that beforehand. We're going to try to schedule out at least, the next one after, so like I'm gonna, like today I'm gonna schedule the one for Monday. So starting this afternoon, you'll be able to submit your questions for next Monday. So get those in. Super exciting.
12, 11,
Bye, you
10.
All right, you guys. I hope you have a fantastic rest
All right,
of your
take care,
week.
guys.
Bye. We'll chat with
Bye.
you on Monday, 9 a.m.
All right, see you guys.
Bye.